Hello, what is up YouTube? Cliff B here once again playing Scrap Mechanic in this lag-tastic world of ultimate lag. I present to you a 6x6 made by Merturdes Bonz. Merturdes Bonz. Oh my gosh. So yeah, this is a 6x6 with hybrid suspension, which it shouldn't be. Unfortunately, yeah, I didn't know how hybrid suspension worked back in the day. So, what I mean back in the day, this was just like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, as you can see, it's quite fast. It's a hybrid. All my cars are hybrids. Okay, and this one is no exception. So I have an electric engine powering the two, well, actually 4 back wheels. Then I have a gas engine powering the front. Oh my gosh, so many problems with this car. One is using a mixture of sport and off-road suspension. Two, it's made out of metal, so that makes it super heavy. And 3, I put way too many controllers and bearings on this car when I shouldn't have. But yeah, as you can see, this is an all-terrain. This is an all-terrain vehicle, 6x6, built for military purpose. It loves like being off the road. That's why it has no traction whatsoever. It's a bit too fast for its own good. But I can't really lower the speed, because if I lower the speed too much, the vehicle doesn't want to move because of how heavy it is. You know, lots of metal, lots of wood. Well, little wood, lots of metal, because you know, a 6x6 should be made out of metal. Nobody's expecting flying mahogany wood out in the middle of the desert, you know. They're expecting huge metal trucks to protect them from gunfires and gunfires and explosions, and to carry them across the sand back to their home base, so they can just go and sleep off this horrible desert experience they might have been having. But yeah. So, you know, I wanted to make like a proper 6x6 military vehicle. And unfortunately, Scrap Mechanic, you know, too much metal, and it's like, you get a vehicle that handles very poorly and whatnot. Love those stairs, love that door. I love how I have a nice fancy like house door on a car. It's like, oh yeah, all metal, all military. Door has holes in it. Those are bullet holes. Where? And I used to have it so like where I had like a little car that would go and like you can drive it up the ramp and it'll go and park itself in the back. And like you can drive into the back of the car, but yeah, because of Scrap Mechanic needing some performance jiggles, just the engines by the way, or partly the engines. Yeah, basically, Scrap Mechanics needs performance updates, and because of that, I can't really do all the epic things that I want to do. But yeah, if you come back, you see the controllers. There's 4 controllers controlling this beast and 4 switches. Here are the connections. So the one connected to number 1 does the lift back here, so that lifts up this arm over here and puts down this ramp, so you can get easy on, easy off. Number 2 is just for the, revealing the engines in the front. So if I go into the front, mind the leg. There's a couple of engines you can't see because you gotta do this. So you put the car on a lift like you would. So you put the car on the lift, and there you go. You have access to the engines. So this is so I can change the engine on the fly without actually putting the car on the lift, and you know what I mean. Without putting the creation on the lift, I can just lift the car up and get to the engines here. So that's the electric, and as you can see, that is like brutally high, like gas engine max out, and it's like really not enough for this vehicle. And I should have slammed down the car, because every time you slam down the car and it has, like, if you build a car and it has suspension, the last thing you want to do is slam my back on the suspension phase drill. You gotta love the suspension phasing through. And suspension phasing through causes lag as well. So yeah, performance updates needed. Number 3 is what opens my doors and release those stairs. So the stairs is like very simple. You have one bearing over here, number 8, that spins out a platform. And then you have these going turning counterclockwise to one another. Opposite of one another, that they form the stairs. So you have some bearings rotating clockwise, and you have some bearings rotating counterclockwise, and that will form the stairs formation, which you can climb up. Works quite good. Sorry about the lag. And then number 4 just opens this door, and as you can see, this door can't be opened until the ramp is down. So that's actually good, because the ramp helps you get up the stairs. So we click here. I think these are 45, but I actually want to increase that to 60 because, you know, not enough space to get in. But yeah, so that's like how this like all works. As you can see, you know, it's like it's a vehicle that's like cool as all heck, cause it's like oh metal, and I actually like the nice front facades. I like the lights behind the fence, only if there was actually lights in this game. And I might be going, like, there's lights. What are you talking about? It's nice and bright right now. I meant, like, actual lighting. Like, the sun is in a fixed position, so anything you see as light is not really light at all. What I mean is dynamic lighting. There we go, dynamic lighting. That will allow for these lights in the front to work. And that way they can shine through the fence and it'd be all nice. You have, like, a fence shadow on the ground, but unfortunately, yeah, lights don't give off light. They look like they do because they're bright yellow, but they don't actually give off any light at all. And you have traffic cones for... Why'd you need traffic cones in the middle of a battlefield? Like, what the heck is a traffic cone gonna do? Yeah, guys, do not come this way. I guess that's if you wanted to control civilians. So, if you can see, we put this in the lift, got some frames back. Take it off the lift, frames immediately all gone. But that fixed my suspension issue. So the number phasing through. As you can see, it's like when you put electric engines to a max, it just becomes so slidey. But trust me, if those electric engines wasn't as high as it was, or the gas engine wasn't maxed out, this vehicle will not move. So I really hope that in a future patch they adjust that, because I'm pretty sure people are going to want to make vehicles out of metal. It makes sense. But, you know, in order to have, like, a metal car, you need, like, reinforced suspension, or the suspension needs to be rebalanced. And you need better engines, because the engines, you know, they're really just made for moving along wooden structures. Okay, they can't really handle, like, you know, something made out of metal. So if you can, like, better engines, like, I don't know, V6, or V8, or V10, V12, or W16, or W12... You know, something along the lines, like if you have upgraded engines that are better at handling, like, heavier structures. Or heck, you know what? A diesel engine would be nice. Because right now, you know, I really don't like just sliding around. Like, this is a 6x6 off-road military vehicle, and it's drifting like crazy. Like, I'm sorry, if I was in the desert and I saw this drifting around, and I was like... Where's that evac? It's coming. And then, like, I just realized, oh, this thing over here drifting like it's lost its mind. It's the evac. That'd be the moment I quit being a soldier. Well, actually, I never be a soldier in the first place. I went past the exam. Hey-oh! Wait, is that a good thing or a bad thing? That would be a bad thing. I think that's a bad thing. I don't know. The U.S. government's gonna have to tell me if that's a bad thing or a good thing. But, yeah. Point being, I think you don't want to see a military vehicle drifting. And it's like, there's nothing I can do to fix the drift. Because either have this be slow as crap and probably more, you know, easier to control, but realistically, you know, military vehicles aren't slow unless you think about tanks, but even tanks aren't that slow. So, yeah, guys, this has been, like, me complaining about scrap mechanic and how it works. And, you know, I have to take into fact, like, you know, this game is still in beta. They are releasing patches for it. I busted my front suspension again. Yeah, guys, when, like, if you have suspension set up like this, since it's the only way to work, where you have suspension, interaction block, and then a solid beam connected to one of your suspension, because you can't put multiple suspension onto one beams, and suspensions, they don't work with blocks they're not connected with. Let's put it like that. So if I did not have this block here, this would not work at all. Now, I'm not sure if, you know, this works better if I have it flipped. If you guys know, let me know. But, yeah. So that's the only way to make suspension work. And, like, when it phases through, it causes lag, because it's still trying to be a suspension, yet at the same time it's broken. So, you know, it's giving you some weird physics. Which can result in, like, most of the time it'll just cancel itself out. And basically, that suspension no longer counts anymore. But other time it's still working. That's when you hear like things like squeaky noise and weird bouncing and whatnot. But yeah, so as you can see, this right here, it's like pretty much it's an awesome vehicle, you know. Like if you look at it like from this angle, you just going across these sand dunes and third. It's got like 6 wheels, actually it's all-wheel drive. Yeah, all-wheel drive, and it's coming to come pick up the troops and help save them from, I don't know, overeating? Like, what the heck do troops have to worry about? And come and save them in the middle of the battlefield. It's like fully armored. I mean, look at this. You got metal everywhere. Ignore the wood. In fact, that's not wood. That's camouflage. Yeah. It just needs to be painted. Well, this is a prototype. Yeah, this is a prototype. As you see, you know, that's the thing that happens when your front suspension breaks. Your wheels get lifted up. So, yeah, some of my wheels aren't touching the ground right now. Which, really messes with your turning. Also, I like if you can rotate things that are on the lift, because when you make something, it always faces the direction that you made it facing in the first place, and there's nothing you can really do about that. So this car is always going to be facing this way, no matter where in the world I placed it, because that's just how it works. But if you reverse the car, because, you know, we're having an epic moment of going to save the imaginary troops, gosh darn it. Let's reverse the car, let's drive off, let's look at it from this angle, because shit, it looks so awesome. Like, we're coming, troops! Ignore this fence! Yeah, we're the border patrol, there we go. We're the... Do you guys see that wheel back there? Oh my gosh, like, look at that wheel. Like, I'm trying to focus so slowly on that wheel, but yeah, look at that. So yeah, that's what happened when your suspension messed up. So yeah, guys, if you like, you know, videos like this and you'd like to see more of this, you know, leave a like and subscribe. It lets me know you're enjoying the content, you want to see more of it, and I will rush to produce more content. Did I put my AC? No, my AC's on correct. As you see, there's like power vent to the AC, because when you're in the middle of the desert, you just want AC. Let's not even lie, I'm pretty sure the first thing those soldiers come back, like soldiers coming back from war, the first thing they do is just stand in front of the AC. Like, oh, yes. No, gosh darn. But yeah, guys, that'll be all for this video. Yeah, I'm Cliff B, I'm signing out. Bye, YouTube.